I remember the silence first. The kind of silence that doesn't just hang in the room, it crushes you. My mother-in-law's manicured fingers dropped the last velvet box onto the table. Gold chains for one grandchild, crisp bills for another, even an iPad for the oldest. Laughter, thank yous, hugs. All except my daughter. She sat quietly, smiling the way only a child can, still waiting her turn. But her turn never came. My mother-in-law looked straight at her, eyes cold, lips curled. "Not really family," she said. Just like that. A knife disguised as words. And my husband, my supposed protector? He sat there, silent, staring at his plate as though the betrayal hadn't just happened in front of him. I wanted to scream, to flip the table, but I didn't. I let the humiliation burn into me, deeper than anger, deeper than grief. Because beneath the fire, something else stirred, something sharper, revenge. When I first met her, she pretended warmth. Smiles too wide, compliments too polished. I knew she didn't approve of me. Wrong background, wrong family, wrong everything. But I thought time would change her. Love usually softens people. I was naive. Over the years, the jabs grew sharper. Backhanded compliments, whispered comparisons. She never called my daughter our daughter. Always his. Always an outsider. And my husband, he swallowed it. Every time. I realized the truth then. He feared her more than he loved us. That wasn't a weakness I could forgive. The signs of betrayal came quietly. Texts hidden, late-night calls. My husband's loyalty wasn't mine. It was hers. His own mother. She pulled his strings, and he danced. When I confronted him, he laughed it off. It's just how she is. No, it was who he was. Spineless, complicit. So I stopped confronting. I started planning. Revenge doesn't come from rage, it comes from patience. I built mine carefully, piece by piece. First, I gathered evidence. The finances she funneled through him, the inheritance games, the secret accounts. I documented every insult, every slight against my daughter. I wanted a record, not for court, but for something worse. Truth revealed at the perfect moment. Second, I prepared my daughter, not with bitterness, but strength. I taught her to see her worth, to never bow to cruelty. And one day, I gave her a small box. Simple, ordinary. Inside it, folded neatly, was the truth. A weapon disguised as innocence. "Sweetheart," I told her, "this is for Grandma, but only if she ever forgets who you are again. Only if she makes you feel invisible." My daughter nodded, serious beyond her years. She understood more than I ever wanted her to. And then it happened. The table full of gifts, the cruel words, my husband's silence, the sting I'd anticipated for years. But this time I didn't move. I didn't speak. My daughter did. She slid the little box across the table, her small fingers steady. Her voice carried across the silence like a blade. "Grandma, Dad told me to give this to you if you ever ignored me again." My husband's head snapped up, panic in his eyes. My mother-in-law frowned, confused, and opened it. Inside, photographs, printouts, notes. Every cruel word, every hidden transfer, every manipulation. Proof that her perfect son wasn't loyal to her. He was exposed by his own child. She screamed, a guttural sound, not from pain, but from recognition. Recognition that her empire of control had crumbled, and she had no one to blame but herself. The room erupted. Questions, accusations, my husband stammering excuses. The grandchildren stared wide-eyed, the family splintering in real time. And me? I sat back, silent, watching the fire spread exactly as I had planned. The beauty of revenge is that it doesn't always need blood or violence. Sometimes it's the unveiling, the mirror held up at just the right angle. My mother-in-law saw what she had created. A weak son, a fractured family, a child she tried to erase but who stood taller than all of them. My husband saw his cowardice displayed in front of everyone, undeniable. His silence had spoken louder than any defense. And my daughter? My daughter saw justice. Not the kind you beg for, the kind you make. After the screaming died down, after the family fractured beyond repair, I walked my daughter out of that house. The air outside was cool, sharp, freeing. She held my hand tight, but her smile told me everything I needed to know. We didn't need their gifts, their approval, their poisoned love. We had something stronger: truth, resilience, and a bond no one could sever. As we walked away, I whispered to her, "Sometimes the loudest revenge is silence. Let them drown in their own echoes." And that night, for the first time in years, I slept soundly. Because revenge wasn't about punishing them, it was about freeing us. And we were free.